shalom. Shalom to friends and family. Shalom to everyone that can listen to my voice. Shalom to everybody that has the privilege to listen to me today. How are you doing, family? Hope you are doing fine. If you are doing fine, give all praise to the Most High. Give all praise to Yahweh. Yes, our Creator, the Creator of the whole universe. Give all praise to Him. We are live right now on the Righteousness Radio. On Yahweh is the Righteousness TV. All what you have to do right now is that sit down somewhere ready to enjoy today's program. Ready to enjoy today's program. We are here today again with our sister Chris Yahoo, for today's Shabbat reading for today's program. Yes, she's ready for us. Once you are ready, once you are ready, we are ready as well. That is, yes, we are ready. We are always ready. Once you are ready, we are ready. I'm telling you. Once you are ready, we are ready. Just sit down somewhere. Let's enjoy today's program. Yes, let's enjoy today's program together. Just sit down somewhere. Let's enjoy today's program. Yes, let's enjoy today's program together. Because today's program, you are going to enjoy it. I'm telling you. Today's program is going to be fantastic. Just sit down somewhere. Let me tell you something. Today's program, today's scriptures program, don't miss it, because you are going to learn a lot. Let me tell you something. The scripture says that Yahweh says that He lift His word up by His name, the word of Yahweh. The word of Yahweh. Yes. That is what we are ready to do on the Righteousness Radio. Just sit down somewhere, ready to listen, ready to enjoy today's program. Ready to enjoy today's program.
Longing just to bring something that's of worth that will bless your heart. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you have required. You search much deeper within, as I know from your word. You're looking into my heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Yahusha. I thank you, Yah, for your precious name. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Yahusha.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Oh, shalom, sister Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, our Creator, the Creator of the universe. All praise to Him. Yes, all praise to Him. Oh, we are very happy that you are here today on the Righteousness Radio. On Yahweh is the Righteousness TV. Thanks to you. Yes, because our listeners, I know all our listeners, they are ready to listen to you today for the scriptures reading, the book of Yabalaym. That's the book of the book of Yabalaym. That's chapter 17. Yes, chapter 17, the continuation. Yes, we are ready to listen to you. And our listeners now, what you have to do right now, if you can listen to me, is that start sharing this program to your friends, to your family, and to everybody. Start sharing it. That is what you have to do right now. Start sharing it because we are live right now and no time. Yes, start sharing it. Start calling everybody. Let everyone knows that something is about to happen on the Righteousness Radio. On the Righteousness Radio. Thank you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Thank you for coming to the Righteousness Radio. Thank you. You can start now.
Okay, shalom to the seekers of truth and spirit-filled people of Yahuwah. Those seeking the truth will find Yahuwah and his son Yahusha HaMashiach. So we just start off today's scripture reading of the book of Yabalaym, which is Jubilees. And we're continuing from chapter 17, just so that you know that we do have the recordings on our YouTube channel. Yahuwah is the Righteousness TV, if you want to hear from chapter 1. But today, live, we're reading chapter 17. So just start off with a prayer. O Yahuwah, we place ourselves in your hands today. The favor, the shalom, and protection that you offer, we claim it over our life. Please lead us not into temptation. Give us strength and belief to keep our hearts pure and guard it against all evil and unclean things. Take our hands and guard our hearts and take the reign over our emotions. Take control over our mind throughout this day. And may your presence be so real and so tangible that we may not fear anything but walk in complete belief that our Heavenly Father sees us. We pray that nothing can separate us from you today. Teach us how to choose only your way, so that each step that we take will lead us closer to you. We want to walk into your arms, Yahuwah, through the name of your Son, Yahusha. And we want to be aware of you and your powerful presence wherever we go. Please fill us with your love, favor, and your Ruach today. May the fire of the Ruach HaKodesh form a hedge of protection around us and our families, our friends, our fellowship, at home and on our travels, all assemblies across the whole earth dedicated to Yahuwah in Yahusha's name, and our assembly and our radio, Righteousness Radio. We ask for your divine protection, Yahuwah. Give us strength and courage today, and offer us your deliverance. Be with us, and direct our steps in a way that leads to everlasting shalom. Strengthen our heart to walk in obedience to your ways, and we ask that you would release favor and mercy. Be our provider, be our Yahuwah Rapha, be our waymaker, be our strong tower, and our protector, and our master. And we ask that you bring us shalom of mind, Abba. Silence every confusing voice from the enemy. Protect us from any selfish, dishonest, self-seeking thoughts, words, and actions that continue with the book of Yabalaym. So just a recap, we know that the book of Yabalaym, Jubilees, Moses, is the human author of the book, with assistance of the angel of the presence on Mount Sinai, same as in Bereshith, which is commonly known as Genesis. It is intended to be the second witness to Bereshith as the book of times, chronology, and division of territory, establishing the scriptural calendar, Noah's record of the entire earth, partition to his 3 sons, and more detailed lineages with the wives of the patriarchs and the birth dates, and a comprehensive dating since the beginning to Shemuoth, to the Exodus. This is why the Book of Jubilees is called the Book of Jubilees, because it's a time period, though the full title of this book was called the Book of the Divisions of the Times into their Jubilees and Weeks. Jubilees tells us that those happenings from creation have been recorded on heavenly tablets by the angel of the presence, and thus the angel who keeps the scripture in the Shemayim assisted Masha with that portion of both Yabalaym and Bereshith, which both originate from the Sinai encounter together. So Yada Yahuwah, we thank Yahuwah that these books that were taken out of Scripture, that were taken out by the church fathers and manipulated in such a way that we were not privy to them before, that they are coming to light now. And we are able to read these books, and we are able to connect the dots and piece the puzzle together of the word of Yahuwah. The book of Jubilees is as much part of Scripture as the other 66 books, including the book of Enoch. And there are other books as well, Second Esdras. These are all books that have very important information for us, especially in these end times. So we're going to start from chapter 17. Chapter 17 is the expulsion of Hagar and Ishmael. Verse 1. And in the first year of the 5th week, Isaac was weaned in this jubilee, and Abraham made a great banquet in the 3rd month, on the day his son Isaac was weaned. And Ishmael, the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, was before the face of Abraham, his father, in his place. And Abraham rejoiced and baruched Yahuwah, because he had seen his sons and had not died childless. And he remembered the words which he had spoken to him on the day on which Lot had parted from him. And he rejoiced because Yahuwah had given him seed upon the earth to inherit the earth. And he baruched with all his mouth the Creator of all things. And Sarah saw Ishmael playing and dancing, and Abraham rejoicing with great joy. And she became jealous of Ishmael, and said to Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman will not be heir with my son Isaac. And the thing was grievous in Abraham's sight, because of his maidservant and because of his son, that he should drive them from him. And Yahuwah said to Abraham, Let it not be grievous in thy sight, because of the child and because of the bondwoman, in all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken to her words, and do them. For in Isaac shall thy name and seed be called. But as for the son of this bondwoman, I will make him a great nation, because he is of thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and took bread and a bottle of water, and placed them on the shoulders of Hagar and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba, and the water in the bottle was spent, and the child thirsted, and was not able to go on, and fell down. And his mother took him and cast him under an olive tree, and went and sat her down over against him, at the distance of a bow shot, for she said, Let me not see the death of my child. And as she wept, she saw an angel of Yahuwah, one of the set apart ones, said unto her, Why weepest thou, Hagar? Arise, take the child, and hold him in thine hand, for Yahuwah hath heard thy voice, and hath seen the child. And she opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled her bottle with water, and she gave her child to drink. And she arose and went toward the wilderness of Paran. And the child grew and became an archer, and Yahuwah was with him, and his mother took him a wife from among the daughters of Egypt. She bare him a son, and he called his name Nebaioth, for she said, Yahuwah was nigh to me when I called upon him. Mastema proposes to Yahuwah that Abraham shall be put to the proof, which is put to the test. And it came to pass in the 7th week, in the 1st year thereof, in the 1st month in this Jubilee, on the 12th of this month, there were voices in heaven regarding Abraham, that he was faithful in all that he told him, and that he loved Yahuwah, and that in every affliction he was faithful. And the prince Mastema, Hashatan, came and said before Yahuwah, Behold, Abraham loveth Isaac his son, and he delighteth in him above all things else. Bid him offer him as a burnt offering on the altar, and thou wilt see if he will do this command, and thou wilt know if he is faithful in everything wherein thou dost try him. And Yahuwah knew that Abraham was faithful in all his afflictions, for he had tried him through his country, and with famine, and had tried him with the wealth of kings, and had tried him again through his wife, when she was torn from him, and with circumcision, and had tried him through Ishmael and Hagar, his maidservant, when he sent them away. And in everything wherein Yahuwah had tried him, he was found faithful, and his soul was not impatient, and he was not slow to act, for he was faithful and a lover of Yahuwah. Chapter 18. The sacrifice of Isaac. Abraham returns to Beersheba. Verse 1. And Yahuwah said to him, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take thy beloved son, whom thou lovest, Isaac, and go unto the high country, and offer him on one of the mountains, which I will point out unto thee. And he rose early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took his 2 young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood of the burnt offering. And he went into the 3rd day, and he saw the place afar off. And he came to a well of water, and he said to his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad shall go yonder, and when we have worshipped, we shall come again to you. And he took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it on Isaac his son. And he took in his hand the fire and the knife, and they went, both of them together, to that place. And Isaac said to his father, Father. And he said, Here I am, my son. And he said unto him, Hold, and the wood. But where is the sheep for the burnt offering, father? And he said, Yahuwah will provide himself a sheep for the burnt offering, my son. And he drew near to the place of the mount of Yahuwah. And he built an altar, and he placed the wood on the altar, and bound Isaac his son, and placed him on the wood, which was upon the altar, and stretched forth his hand to take the knife, to slay Isaac his son. And I stood before him, and before the prince of the Mastema. And Yahuwah said, Bid him not to lay his hand on the lad, nor to do anything to him, for I have shown that he feareth Yahuwah. And I called to him from the Shemayim, and said unto him, Abraham, Abraham. And he was terrified, and said, Behold, here am I. And I said unto him, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything to him, for now I have shown that thou fearest Yahuwah, and hast not withheld thy son, thy firstborn son, from me. And the prince of the Mastema was put to shame. And Abraham lifted up his eyes, and looked, and behold, a single ram, caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered it for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called that place, Yahuwah hath seen, so that it is said in the mount, that Yahuwah hath seen, that is Mount Zion. And Yahuwah called Abraham by his name a second time from the Shemayim, as he caused us to appear to speak to him in the name of Yahuwah. And he said, By myself have I sworn, saith Yahuwah, because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thy beloved son, from me, that in Berekah I shall baruch thee, and in multiplying I shall multiply thy seed, as the stars of the Shemayim, and as the sand which is on the seashore. And thy seed will inherit the cities of its enemies. And in thy seed will all nations of the earth be baruched. Because thou hast obeyed my voice, and I have shown to all that thou art faithful unto me in all that I have said unto thee. Go in shalom. And Abraham went to his young men, and they arose and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt by the well of the oath. And he celebrated this festival every year, 7 days, with joy. And he called it the festival of Yahuwah, according to the 7 days, during which he went and returned in shalom. And accordingly hath it been ordained and written on the heavenly tablets regarding Yasharal and its seed, that they should observe this festival 7 days with the joy of festival. Yada Yahuwah. Chapter 19. The death and burial of Sarah. Verse 1. And in the first year of the first week, in the 42nd Jubilee, Abraham returned and dwelt opposite Hebron, that is, Kirjath Arba, 2 weeks of years. And in the first year of the third week of this Jubilee, the days of the life of Sarah were accomplished, and she died in Hebron. And Abraham went to mourn over her and bury her. And we tried him to see if his spirit were patient, and he were not indignant in the words of his mouth. And he was found patient in this, and was not disturbed. For in patience of spirit he conversed with the children of Heth, to the intent that they should give him a place in which to bury his dead. And Yahuwah gave him favor before all who saw him, and he besought in gentleness the sons of Heth, and they gave him the land of the double cave over against Mamre, that is Hebron, for 400 pieces of silver. And they besought him, saying, We shall give it to thee for nothing. But he would not take it from their hands for nothing. For he gave the price of the place, the money in full, and he bowed down before them twice. And after this he buried his dead in the double cave. And all the days of the life of Sarah were 127 years. That is 2 jubilees and 4 weeks and 1 year. These are the days of the years of the life of Sarah. This is the 10th trial wherewith Abraham was tried, and he was found faithful, patient in Ruach, and he said not a single word regarding the rumor in the land, how that Yahuwah had said that he would give it to him and to his seed after him. And he begged a place there to bury his dead, for he was found faithful and was recorded on the heavenly tablets as the friend of Yahuwah. Yada Yahuwah. The marriage of Isaac and the second marriage of Abraham. The birth of Esau and Jacob. And in the 4th year thereof he took a wife for his son Isaac, and her name was Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Nahor, the brother of Abraham, the sister of Laban, and the daughter of Bethuel. And Bethuel was the son of Milcah, who was the wife of Nahor, the brother of Abraham. And Abraham took to himself a 3rd wife, and her name was Keturah, from among the daughters of his household servants, for Hagar had died before Sarah. And she bare him 6 sons, Zimran, Yokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shuha, in the 2 weeks of years. And in the 6th week, in the 2nd year thereof, Rebekah bare to Isaac 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. And Jacob was a smooth and upright man, and Esau was fierce, a man of the field, and hairy, and Jacob dwelt in tents. And the youths grew, and Jacob learned to write, but Esau did not learn. For he was a man of the field, and a hunter, and he learnt war, and all his deeds were fierce. Abraham loves Jacob and Baruchs him. Verse 15. And Abraham loved Jacob, but Isaac loved Esau. And Abraham saw the deeds of Esau, and he knew that in Jacob should his name and seed be called. And he called Rebekah and gave commandment regarding Jacob, for he knew that she too loved Jacob much more than Esau. And he said unto her, My daughter, watch over my son Jacob, for he shall be in my stead on the earth, and for a barakah in the midst of the children of men, and for the glory of the whole seed of Shem. For I know that Yahuwah will choose him to be a people for possession unto himself, above all peoples that are upon the face of the earth. And behold, Isaac, my son, loveth Esau more than Jacob. But I see that thou truly lovest Jacob. Add still further to thy kindness to him, and let thine eyes be upon him in love, for he will be a barakah unto us on the earth from henceforth unto all generations of the earth. Let thy hands be strong, and let thy heart rejoice in thy son Jacob. For I have loved him far beyond all of my sons. And he will be baruched forever, and his seed will fill the whole earth. If a man can number the sand of the earth, his seed also will be numbered. And all the barakah wherewith Yahuwah hath baruched me, and my seed shall belong to Jacob, and his seed always. And in his seed shall my name be baruched, and the name of my fathers, Shem and Noah and Enoch, and Mahalal and Enos and Seth and Adam. And these shall serve to lay the foundations of the Shemayim, and to strengthen the earth, and to renew all the luminaries which are in the firmament. And he called Jacob before the eyes of Rebekah his mother, and kissed him, and baruched him, and said, Jacob, my beloved son, whom my soul loveth, may Yahuwah baruch thee from above the firmament, and may he give thee all the barakah wherewith he baruched Adam, and Enoch, and Noah, and Shem, and all the things of which he told me, and all the things which he promised to give me. May he cause to cleave to thee, and to thy seed forever, according to the days of the Shemayim above the earth. And the spirits of Mastama shall not rule over thee or over thy seed, to turn thee from Yahuwah, who is thy Aluah, from henceforth forever. And may Yahuwah Aluah be an Abba to thee, and thou the firstborn son, and to the people always. Go in shalom, my son. And they both went forth together from Abraham. And Rebekah loved Jacob with all her heart and with all her soul, very much more than Esau. But Isaac loved Esau much more than Jacob. Yada Yahuwah. Chapter 20. Abraham's last words to his children and his grandchildren. Verse 1. And in the 42nd Jubilee, in the first year of the 7th week, Abraham called Ishmael and his 12 sons, and Isaac and his 2 sons, and the 6 sons of Keturah and their sons. And he commanded them that they should observe the way of Yahuwah, that they should work righteousness, and love each his neighbor, and act on this manner amongst all men, that they should each so walk with regard to them, as to do judgment and righteousness on the earth, that they should circumcise their sons, according to the covenant which he had made with them, and not deviate to the right hand or to the left of all the paths which Yahuwah had commanded us, and that we should keep ourselves from all fornication and uncleanness, and renounce from amongst us all fornication and uncleanness. And if any woman or maid commit fornication amongst you, burn her with fire, and let them not commit fornication with her after their eyes and their heart, and let them not take to themselves wives from the daughters of Canaan, for the seed of Canaan will be rooted out of the land. And he told them of the judgment of the giants and the judgment of the Sodomites, how they had been judged on account of their wickedness, and had died on account of their fornication and uncleanness and mutual corruption through fornication. And guard yourselves from all fornication and uncleanness, and from all pollution of sin, lest ye make our name a curse, and your whole life a hissing, and all your sons be destroyed by the sword, and ye become a curse like Sodom, and all your remnant as the sons of Gomorrah. I implore you, my sons, love Yahuwah of the Shemayim, and cleave ye to all his commandments, and walk not after their idols, and after their uncleanness, and make not for yourselves molten or graven idols, mighty ones, for they are vanity, and there is no spirit in them, for they are work of men's hands, and all who trust in them trust in nothing. Serve them not, nor worship them, but serve ye the Most High Yahuwah Aluah, and worship him continually, and hope for his countenance always, and work uprightness and righteousness before him, that he may have pleasure in you, and grant you his mercy, and send rain upon you morning and evening, and Baruch all your works which ye have wrought upon the earth. and Baruch thy bread and thy water, and Baruch the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy land, and the herds of thy cattle, and the flocks of thy sheep. And ye will be for a barakah on the earth, and all nations of the earth will desire you, and barakah and Baruch your sons in my name, that they may be Baruched as I am. And he gave to Ishmael and to his sons and to the sons of Keturah gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son. And he gave everything to Isaac his son. The dwelling places of the Ishmaelites and of the sons of Keturah. Verse 12. And Ishmael and his sons and the sons of Keturah and their sons went together and dwelt from Paran to the entering in of Babylon in all the land which is towards the east, facing the desert. And these mingled with each other, and their name was called Arabs and Ishmaelites. Yada Yahuwah. Chapter 21. Abraham's last words to Isaac. Verse 1. And in the 6th year of the 7th week of this Jubilee, Abraham called Isaac his son, and commanded him, saying, I am become old, and know not the day of my death, and I am full of my days. And behold, I am 175 years old, and throughout all the days of my life I have remembered Yahuwah, and sought with all my heart to do his will, and to walk uprightly in all his ways. My soul hath hated idols, and I have despised those that serve them, and I have given my heart and spirit that I might observe to do the will of him who created me. For he is the living Eluah, and he is set apart and faithful, and he is righteous beyond all, and there is with him no accepting of men's persons, and no accepting of gifts. For Yahuwah is righteous, and executeth judgment on all those who transgress his commandments, and despise his covenant. And do thou, my son, observe his commandments, and his ordinances, and his judgments, and walk not after the abominations, and after the graven images, and after the molten images, and eat no blood at all of animals, or cattle, or of any bird which flieth in the heaven. And if thou dost slay a victim as an acceptable peace offering, slay ye it, and pour out its blood upon the altar, and all the fat of the offering offer on the altar with fine flour, and the meat offering mingled with oil. With its drink offering, offer them all together on the altar of burnt offering. It is a sweet savor before Yahuwah. And thou wilt offer the fat of the sacrifice of thank offerings on the fire which is upon the altar, and the fat which is on the belly, and all the fat on the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and all the fat that is upon them, and upon the loins and liver, thou shalt remove together with the kidneys. and offer all these for a sweet savor acceptable before Yahuwah, with its meat offering and with its drink offering, for a sweet savor, the bread of the offering unto Yahuwah. And eat its meat on that day, and on the second day, and let not the sun on the second day go down upon it till it is eaten, and let nothing be left over for the third day. For it is not acceptable, for it is not approved, and let it no longer be eaten, and all who eat thereof will bring sin upon themselves. For thus I have found it written in the books of my forefathers, and in the words of Enoch, and in the words of Noah, and on all, and let not the salt of the covenant be lacking in all thy oblations before Yahuwah. And as regards the wood of the sacrifices, beware, lest thou bring other wood for the altar in addition to these: cypress, Dephran, sagad, pine, fir, cedar, savine, palm, olive, myrrh, laurel, and citron, juniper, and balsam. And of these kinds of wood lay upon the altar under the sacrifice, such as have been tested as to their appearance, and do not lay thereon any split or dark wood, but hard and clean, without fault, a sound and new growth, and do not lay thereon old wood, for its fragrance is gone, for there is no longer fragrance in it as before. Besides these kinds of wood, there is none other that thou shalt place on the altar, for the fragrance is dispersed, and the smell of its fragrance goeth not up to the Shemayim. Observe this commandment, and do it, my son, that thou mayest be upright in all thy deeds, and at all times be clean in thy body, and wash thyself with water before thou approachest to offer on the altar, and wash thy hands and thy feet before thou drawest near to the altar. And when thou art done sacrificing, wash again thy hands and thy feet, and let no blood appear upon you nor upon your clothes. Be on thy guard, my son, against blood. Be on thy guard exceedingly. Cover it with dust, and do not eat any blood, for it is the soul. Eat no blood whatever, and take no gifts for the blood of man, lest it be shed with impunity, without judgment. For it is the blood that is shed that causeth the earth to sin, and the earth cannot be cleansed from the blood of man, save by the blood of him who shed it. And take no present or gift for the blood of man, blood for blood, that thou mayest be accepted before Yahuwah, the Most High, Eluah. For he is the defense of the good, and that thou mayest be preserved from all evil, that he may save thee from every kind of death. I see, my son, that all the works of the children of men are sin and wickedness, and all their deeds are uncleanness, and an abomination, and a pollution, and there is no righteousness with them. Beware, lest thou shouldest walk in their ways, and tread in their paths, and sin a sin unto death before the Most High Alua, else he will hide his face from thee, and give thee back into the hands of thy transgression, and root thee out of the land, and thy seed likewise from under heaven, and thy name and thy seed will perish from the whole earth. Away from all their deeds and all their uncleanness, and observe the ordinance of the Most High Yahuwah, and do his will, and be upright in all things, and he will baruch thee in all thy deeds, and will raise up from thee the plant of righteousness through all the earth, throughout all generations of the earth, and my name and thy name will not be forgotten under heaven forever. Go, my son, in shalom. May the Most High Yahuwah, my Elohim and thy Elohim, strengthen thee to do his will, and may he baruch all thy seed and the residue of thy seed for the generations forever, with all righteous barakah, that thou mayest be a barakah on all the earth. And he went out from him rejoicing. Yada Yahuwah, Yada Yahuwah, Yada Yahuwah. So we're going to read one more chapter, chapter 22, before we end for the day. So Yada Yahuwah. We go into chapter 2, which is Isaac, Ishmael, and Jacob join in the festival with Abraham for the last time, and it ends with Abraham's prayer. So Yada Yahuwah. Verse 1. And it came to pass in the first week, in the 44th Jubilee, in the second year, that is the year in which Abraham died, that Isaac and Ishmael came from the well of the oath to celebrate the Feast of Weeks. That is the feast of the first fruits of the harvest, to Abraham, their father. And Abraham rejoiced because his 2 sons had come. For Isaac had many possessions in Beersheba, and Isaac was wont to go and see his possessions and to return to his father. And in those days Ishmael came to see his father, and they both came together. And Isaac offered a sacrifice for a burnt offering, and presented it on the altar of his father, which he had made in Hebron. And he offered a thanks offering, and made a feast of joy before Ishmael, his brother. And Rebekah made new cakes from the new grain, and gave them to Jacob, her son, to take them to Abraham, his father, from the first fruits of the land, that he might eat and baruch the Creator of all things before he died. And Isaac too sent by the hand of Jacob to Abraham a best thank offering, that he might eat and drink. And he ate and drank, and baruch the Most High Yahuwah Alua, who hath created heaven and earth, who hath made all the fat things of the earth, and given them to the children of men, that they may eat and drink and baruch their Creator. And now I give thanks unto thee, my Elohim, because thou hast caused me to see this day. Behold, I am 160 years, an old man and full of days, and all of my days have been unto me shalom. The sword of the adversary hath not overcome me in all that thou hast given me, and my children all the days of my life until this day. My Elohim, may thy mercy and thy shalom be upon thy servant and upon the seed of his sons, that they may be to thee a chosen nation and an inheritance from amongst all the nations of the earth, from henceforth unto all the days of the generations of the earth, unto all the ages. Yada Yahuwah. Abraham's last words to and Barakahs of Yaakov. Verse 10. And he called Yaakov, and may the Elohim of all baruch thee and strengthen thee to do righteousness and his will before him. And may he choose thee and thy seed, that ye may become a people for his inheritance, according to his will always. And do thou, my son Yaakov, draw near and kiss me. And he drew near and kissed him. And he said, Baruch be my son Yaakov, and all the sons of Elohim Most High, unto all the ages. May Elohim give unto thee a seed of righteousness, and some of thy sons may he sanctify in the midst of the whole earth. May nations serve thee, and all the nations bow themselves before thy seed. Be strong in the presence of men, and exercise authority over all the seed of Seth. Then thy ways and the ways of thy sons will be justified, so that they shall become a set-apart nation. May the Most High Yahuwah give thee all the barakahs, wherewith he hath baruched me, and wherewith he baruched Noah and Adam. May they rest on the sacred head of thy seed, from generation to generation forever. And may he cleanse thee from all unrighteousness and impurity, that thou mayest be forgiven all thy transgressions and thy sins of ignorance. And may he strengthen thee and baruch thee, and mayest thou inherit the whole earth. And may he renew his covenant with thee, that thou mayest be to him a nation for his inheritance for all the ages, and that he may be to thee and to thy seed a Yahuwah in truth and righteousness throughout all the days of the earth. And do thou, my son Yaakov, remember my words, and observe the commandments of Abraham thy father. Separate thyself from the nations, and eat not with them, and do not according to their works, and become not their associate, for their works are unclean, and all their ways are a pollution, and an abomination, and uncleanness. And they offer their sacrifices to the dead, and they worship evil spirits, and they eat over the graves, and all their works are vanity and nothingness. They have no heart to understand, and their eyes do not see what their works are, and how they err in saying to a piece of wood, Thou art my mighty one, and to a stone, Thou art my mighty one, and thou art my deliverer, and they have no heart. And as for thee, my son Yaakov, may the Most High Yahuwah help thee, and the Elohim of the Shemayim baruch thee, and remove thee from their uncleanness and from all their error. Be thou ware, my son Yaakov, of taking a wife from any seed of the daughters of Canaan, for all his seed is to be rooted out of the earth. For owing to the transgression of Ham, Canaan erred, and all his seed will be destroyed from off the earth, and all the residue thereof, and none springing from him will be saved on the day of judgment. And as for all the worshippers of idols and the profane, there will be no hope for them in the land of the living, and there will be no remembrance of them on the earth, for they will descend into Sheol, and into the place of condemnation will they go, as the children of Sodom were taken away from the earth. So will all those who worship idols be taken away. Fear not, my son Jacob, and be not dismayed, O son of Abraham. May the Most High Yahuwah Eluah preserve thee from destruction, and from all the paths of error may he deliver thee. This house have I built for myself, that I might put my name upon it in the earth. It is given to thee and to thy seed forever, and it will be named the house of Abraham. And it is given to thee and to thy seed forever, for thou wilt build my house, and establish my name before Elohim forever. Thy seed and thy name will stand throughout all generations of the earth. And he ceased commanding him and baruching him. And the two lay together on one bed, and Jacob slept in the bosom of Abraham, his father's father. And he kissed him 7 times, and his affection and his heart rejoiced over him. And he baruched him with all his heart, and said, The Most High Yahuwah, the Elohim of all, and Creator of all, who brought me forth from Ur of Chaldees, that he might give me this land to inherit it forever, and that I might establish a set-apart seed. Baruched be the Most High forever. And he baruched Jacob and said, My son, over whom with all my heart and my affection I rejoice, may thy favor and thy mercy be lifted up upon him and upon his seed always, and do not forsake him, nor set him at naught from henceforth unto the days of eternity. And may thine eyes be opened upon him and upon his seed, that thou mayest preserve him and baruch him, and mayest sanctify him as a nation for thine inheritance. And baruch him with all thy barakah from henceforth unto all the days of eternity, and renew thy covenant and thy grace with him and with his seed according to all thy good pleasure unto all the generations of the earth. Yada Yahuwah, Yada Yahuwah, Yada Yahuwah. All praise to Yahuwah, Yada Yahuwah. So we've left off on chapter 22, and next week we're going to start from chapter 23. All praise to Yahuwah for the word of Yahuwah. And I pray that everyone has a Baruch day. Shalom, 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 Brother Yanu Alua. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, shalom, 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 shalom.
Shalom.
Let me just say one thing before I let you go, is that today's program teach me a lot of things. Today's reading, I learned a lot of things from today's reading. First thing is that, these scriptures that we are reading, all these things that is not in the scriptures, we all miss a lot of things. Yes, we all miss a lot of things. And I really learned a lot of things that I used to ask myself about the main story of Abraham, our father. And when I listened to it today, wow, I feel like going back listening to it again. Yes, I'm going to go back and listen to it again. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your moment here on the Righteousness Radio. We are saying thanks to you. Yes, thank you. We are going to see you for the continuation next week by the grace of Yahweh, our Father. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank you so much, Brother Yano.
Yes,
We'll
yes,
see you
thank you,
next
thank you,
week.
thank you, thank you.
And
Shalom,
shalom
shalom,
to
shalom.
everyone listening. May Yahuwah baruch you and shine his face upon you. Yada Yahuwah, yada Yahuwah, yada Yahuwah.
Yada
forever.
Yahweh,
Yahusha is power.
Yahusha is
Yahuwah.
power. Yada Yahweh, Yahusha is power. Yada Yahweh, Yahusha is power. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Shalom.
King of endless world, no one could express how much you deserve. Though I'm weak and poor, all I have is yours, every single breath. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you.
The scriptures is very powerful. Yes, very powerful.
Deeper within.
If you want to listen to the other one, you don't need to stress yourself. Just go to our YouTube channel on Yahweh is the Righteousness TV, subscribe and turn on the notification button and listen to it anytime you want to listen to it. Yes, you are free to listen to it anytime. You can listen to the story of our father Abraham and his the May Agai. I can't believe there's something like that in the scriptures. That is why we call it the lost scriptures. Yes, yes, you have to read something like this. Listen to it sometimes because it's very useful. I'm using this moment to say shalom to all our listeners anywhere you can listen to us. Yes, we are going to see you again on our next program. Yes, we are going to see you on our next program tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Why can't you just keep listening? Just keep listening. I pray as well. May Yahweh baruch every one of us. See you next time. Go and join our Facebook on Yahweh is the Righteousness TV. May Yahweh baruch every one of us. Yada Yahweh, yada Yahweh, yada Yahweh. All praise to Yahweh. Yahweh is power. Yahusha is power. Yahusha is power. All praise to Yahweh. Yada Yahweh. Bye for now.
Yahusha, I thank you for your precious name. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Yahusha.